Hey everyone, how you doing? Gavin Timms with ROI Network, and I am about to do a coaching call with Coco and Steve Zimmer. Guys, how you doing?
Doing great, Gavin.
How are you?
Awesome. I appreciate you doing this and letting me record it for the YouTube channel. So thank you for doing that. So let's dive straight in. So what's going on? I know we just briefly spoke, and I wanted to start this call pretty quickly here. So Zillow, we want to look at Zillow, right? To look at how are we finding, one, the properties, and two, like the sold comps and things like that. So you can analyze a market that you're not familiar with. That was kind of the question.
Because I'm working in 4 markets right now that I've just started on that I have no really clue about.
Okay, so you're pretty confident in the Columbus market because it's kind of, you know it, and you want to look at some more. So let me pull Zillow up here. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to get Zillow open. And the market would be Zanesville, Ohio, right?
Yeah, let's do Zanesville.
All right. So the first thing is, guys, when you come on, now this is already stuck on what I was looking at. So it's unsolds, and because of the criteria that I last looked at is always going to be saved. So the first thing you need to do is always come into Zillow, go into more, and go and reset all filters. So when we do that, it's not going to pick anything up. Because if you don't, let's say that you were in Zanesville, guys, and you started looking at properties here, and then all of a sudden you were looking in San Francisco, and you went and set criteria for Zanesville, then went and looked in San Fran and changed it, it would then keep that criteria in and nothing would show. Does that make sense? So you have to make sure that you are resetting the filters, number one. Once we've done that, we can then go, okay, right, we're going to look for a lease option. So let's go and look in this area for sale by owner. So I might say, you click on the for sale by owner, there's going to be a drop down. I want to remove everything but for sale by owner. Okay. I might say I only want to show 3+ beds, and I only want to look at houses, if that was a criteria that you wanted to focus on. So when we do that, we're only showing 12 results, and we can now see the for sale by owner and how long they've been listed on the market. Make sense?
Yes.
So let's say then you're going to get into a conversation with this person right here. So as we click on it, this house here has been on 44 days. It's for sale by owner. We can see the pictures. All right. Doesn't need really any work. Okay. You could say maybe some of the trim or the carpet looks good though, right? It's a decent property. Good for a lease option. So you're going to, let's say, go and have a conversation, and we're going to come back to that here in a minute. So let's say they are interested, and I'm going to go and look at the solds in this market for that property. So when I've got this open, this is critical, this move right here, is that I'm going to copy this address, the one I'm interested in, and I'm going to X out here. You see how now in my search bar it says Zanesville, Ohio. I'm going to go in and put the property that we're interested in and press enter. And it comes back up. But one thing that it's done is that now when I X out, it's actually going to put this property right in the middle of my map on Zillow. Okay? So right here, it's in the middle of the map, and it wasn't before because I had to, you see how I copied that and put it in?
Yes.
And it's now put it in the middle. So we're talking to this guy. We still have the information if we want it. It comes up. We come out, and we now need to run comps. All right? So we come and change this. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to leave everything the same so far. And I'm just going to hit solds and then enter out. Now in the middle of the page, this is all the activity real close that's been happening. This is the whole activity across the area. So as I start to zoom in, I can pretty much get the same neighborhood. This is our house still in the middle of the screen. Okay. This is our house. And now we've got the next door that's sold. We've got these ones across the street. And the thing that we need to look at is the size of the house, right? And the condition of the house. But for a quick comp, you can look at this and say, right, this one's for sale by owner. It's a 3-2, right? He wants 249 for it. It's a 3-2 and it's 2,100 square feet. So what's this one doing across the street here? This is a 5-bed, so it's bigger, right? So it's going to be worth more money. This one next door is slightly smaller by a couple of hundred square feet, but it might be a good one to go off. So I could click on that if I wanted, and I could look at it and see when it actually sold. Now that was 17, so that's not, we could take it, but we know that the market's gone up since 17, right? And this is just a quick look. And you can also see over this slide, sorry, I'm moving our picture around here, when things sold, and they'll come up on the map as we go through this. So you'll see when in 19 that they sold. So this one was, this one's just got a bath bigger, but sold for 289. This one here sold for 230 in 2019 last year. So pretty quickly, it's just a quick estimate. I'm kind of thinking, this one here, what's that? That one's slightly smaller, but an extra bath than ours, right? And that sold for 243. So I think pretty close. He's at a decent asking price here. Just as a quick glance, 249 is probably a pretty good start for what it's worth, okay? So if you're going to make your offer now based on that, I would say that a good ARV is pretty much what he's asking. And then we can work the offer off that. So if this was a sandwich lease option, you want 15%, maybe with this craziness that we're in right now, you want to do 20%, right? And you're going to then cash flow on the rent. Well, what is the rent? We could look at the Zest rent, and we could do that. Let's see if we can find the Zest rent here. There's the home price. Let's see more. Sell price. Rental. So the rental Zest is $1,300 a month. Okay, that's just the Zest. If I wanted to check one more, I could now come out. So I'm happy with my amount being around this, and this is just a quick offer. I'm not over analyzing. This is how you're going to get faster offers out. So we got 249, 250. We could say is ARV is right. We got this as the Zest is $1,300 a month, and then I could go, okay, well let's go keep this in the middle of the map, and I'm going to go and look at the rentals. Do we have any rentals? We don't. So what are we going to do? We're going to start to go out.
One rental.
Remove boundary. Okay, one rental is 5K. So this isn't a big rental area to go off, right? This one over here is in a completely different area. So you could say, well, we don't have a lot to go off and we need to make an offer here. So just to be, you could look at Rentometer, you could look at other places to see, you know, what rents. Maybe I could say, okay, well, do we have any apartments or townhomes that come up? No, we don't. I don't have any price or any criteria. So it's not just a big, it's just not much rent going on. We could look, okay, this one is in a different area. It's 1,500. This one here is smaller, it's 12. This one's bigger at 15. So maybe 13 would be a good estimate. Let's just use the Zest because that's all we've got right now. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So we're going to use, bring this property back up. We're going to use ARV of that because it's a rough estimate from what we're seeing. Probably is in the right area. We're going to use 1,300 a month because that's all we could really find. And then we're going to make our offer. So when we make the offer, let me just come back. When we make the offer, we are going to do maybe 15, 20% for a lease option equity. We're going to go based on 1,300 in rent. And you're going to offer, let's say, 1,000 in rent for a sandwich lease option over 3 to 5 years. That would be your sandwich lease option offer right there. Okay.
85% of the 249, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Yep. 300 a month cash flow or 25%, let's say 1,000 a month in rent. And you're going to then give him that offer. So when you then deliver this on the phone in a role play, you're going to make that offer. Let's say he turns that down and says, no, Steve, I need to get 250. But he's interested in the rent to own. That's when then you transition into the assignment lease option. Okay. By saying, okay, Steve, if you're the seller and I'm delivering it. All right. I understand. So, you know, you want more in rent and you want, you know, the price that you're asking. So if I could get you that price in a couple of years and I could pay you 1,300 a month in rent, what would you want to do then? And then if he's like, well, yeah, you know, I'd consider that. So then we can say, we can then try and get this deal locked up on a short offer form, which is the rental and the purchase agreement on one page. And it's a non-exclusive agreement. So you can hit him with that. Look, Mr. Seller, this is a non-exclusive agreement. You can still sell this tomorrow. In fact, Mr. Seller, if someone knocks on your door and wants to give you $250,000 tomorrow, okay, then we will then take it. Then take that deal. I want you to take it. But my agreement just allows me to talk to other people about the numbers, and I can be working alongside you trying to make this work. Okay? And then you will transition into an assignment lease option. You'll get the agreement signed. Now, when you find the tenant buyer or you hire a realtor or whatever you're going to do, okay, then you'll separate the agreements to having a rental agreement and an option to purchase on 2 pages, and then you'll assign them, right? We got that. So that's what you're going to do. But you understand how when we make a quick offer, and I'm talking through this, you could probably, everyone watching this would agree that I could probably come up with them numbers within about 5 minutes.
No, yeah. And that's, I've been having issues with Zillow. That's been my biggest problem. I didn't know how to navigate it. And I didn't even know about clearing out the filters. I did not know about that.
Yeah, that's huge. Huge.
Yeah.
Because
I had
if
no idea.
you jump from Zanesville as a wholesale deal and you're going to pay $7,000, and you go back to Columbus downtown and you're back at 90,000, but you have price spreads on there to say, show me houses up to 20,000. Well, now you hit Columbus, no, nothing's on the map. There's no sold comps. There's no rental amounts. So you have to make sure that you're constantly checking the filters. So, and let me show you another mistake here that people make. Let me share my screen again, because this is important. So when we get this, and I'm going to change this back to for sale by owner. Okay. And I'm going to have houses only. Sorry about the dogs. Okay. And we look at this property here is in the middle of the page still. Okay. Now let's say I put a price in here and I only want to show things a minimum of 100,000. Okay. To 300,000. Okay. Let me center that. Sorry, my mouse does that. Okay, so that's in the middle of the page, and I've got an amount in here. Now watch what happens when I go to rental. Now look what's just happened. You see how it's converted that? So people now all of a sudden don't realize you're looking for rental amounts. You have no idea that now this rental amount is only giving you from 367 to 1.1.
Why is
1,100. It's just the way that Zillow converts it. So you have to pay attention to that, because you're going to have to click on it and change it, right? And say, well, no, I don't want to show any limits. So then you've got to delete it and press OK, and then you might get some data. Now we know that this isn't showing us any anyway, but you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it will do the same if I create this and I do a minimum of 1,000 to 2,000 in rent, and I'm looking and go, okay, well, let me see what's sold. And I click back. That time it didn't do it. But when the other way you do it, it puts the rental amount in. So the point is that you get to see that and understand that the filters, if you don't check your filters, it's not going to give you the information that you need.
I hate to admit it, I didn't know anything about the filters.
Right. The filters are the key of this call.
But you know that I'm computer illiterate, so that's
why.
why.
But I think other people, because everyone's going at a fast pace, right? And they're trying to do this, and there's so much information that little slight mistakes in terms of looking at this is not going to give you, the data. And I could have gone in and pulled rentals in where there's tons of rentals, where it's a rental area, and you would have seen exactly what I mean.
Right. Right.
Does that make sense? Because
I like that. That opens up a lot for me. Because like I said, I'm moving into different markets, and I'm excited about that, to be honest with you. I'm very excited about that. I'm excited about Cincinnati.
Yeah,
I'm excited about the
absolutely.
5-day challenge or the 30-day challenge.
Yeah,
Really
the accountability. Because it's getting you to make the offers fast, right? This is what you have to get in, have a good conversation, figure out what you're going to do, come off and get an offer together fast. You don't need calculators. We've just gone ARV, we've identified fast. Now we could go, well, hold on, we got this one here, and hold on, it could be that. But now is he interested in doing the deal yet? We're not even at that stage to start analyzing.
Right.
We just got to get an offer going in the general ballpark that based on that, the last one that I could sell that sold similar size, slightly smaller, okay, a few months ago was 230,000 and he's at 249,000.
Right.
So we can, we can make that, that call. We're close enough.
And then my broker told me for FHA, she only wants me to charge 3.5% deposit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yes, kind of, yeah. But you need a mortgage broker is going to be the key to wrapping it back into the loan. Okay. But you're not going to get that much anyway, depending on the house price. So I know we say 3 to 5% down because the conventional loan could be 5%, right? So yeah, if you're in the range of 3% normally is what you're going to offer down. Because remember, we've got to make this attractive. Okay.
Right.
So as a fast offer, right, even on an assignment, I'm giving him 149, but we have to put the amount on top. Okay.
Right.
We have to put our amount on top. So now it's coming less attractive. So maybe I need to get him at even $10,000 less. If you're going to ask for $10,000 down,
right,
or $8,000, get him slight. But that's the negotiation. But we're only making an offer here. We don't even know if he's ready to strike yet.
Right. Exactly. No, I get that. And then add that deposit on there. So yeah. And another thing I was doing wrong on lease options that I believe it was the KIPS that you interviewed. Yep. Yeah. I learned so much off that interview because I was doing the same thing they were doing. Well, I have tenant buyers available for your house. Well, what do you mean tenant buyers?
Yeah, and I've just opened up a whole new beat.
Yeah, well, people that had bad credit and they're trying to, yeah. And I look back on that and I'm thinking, wow, what a jerk I was. Yeah. You know, so that
I just think
great.
It's just a slight, it's a mistake, isn't it? But it's not nothing that you did wrong. You're just opening things up that are not necessary. The difference is if they try and quiz you on it and you can't lie, right? You can also, you can transition and ask a question with a question, but anyway, but you're just asking for it because you're bringing it up. Oh yeah, so when I get the tenant, well, what's the tenant buyer? It's like, well, now you're going into sales mode. I mean, you've created that.
Exactly. Well, the very next one I sent out after seeing that video, the very next one, this guy named Adam was like, well, what do you mean? I said, Adam, let me do this. I said, we agree on the numbers right now. He goes, yeah. He goes, I like the numbers. I said, okay, let me go ahead and send you my offer in the mail. Yeah. And we sent it off to him. And unfortunately, he hasn't answered his phone since. But
yeah, that was good that you didn't go into the whole
I got off the phone in 3 to 5 minutes. I really did. And I got the offer out. So yeah, and I like that. And I didn't have to sit there and, like you said, go into sales mode, as you put it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I keep it simple.
Awesome. Well, good.
That was a great video. I want to thank those two people and you.
No, yeah, the KIPS. Yeah, no, it was great. It was good. So guys, go and check out Position the Lease option on the channel. Like and subscribe to the channel as well. We've been getting some great reviews, and we're going to come back here in a minute and I'm going to do a role play with you guys. All right.
Okay.
So I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.